Rodriguez, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, baby. I'm here with Sherist Rodriguez in the building.
Woo, woo.
Mrs. Pipeliner. So in today's call, what I would like to identify is what are you going to be sharing when you're speaking at the GHLEngine Summit? By the way, everyone, the GHLEngine Summit is a 3-day mega webinar, one event for everything that you need to know on how to succeed with the Go High Level platform, selling, onboarding, retaining customers, scaling with virtual assistants, and so much more. Sherist, what are you going to be speaking on at the event?
I'm gonna spread it out a little bit. I always talk about mindset. Like mindset is just part of all of my signature stuff because there's so much. I've worked with hundreds of business owners, and that's what gets in the way of us growing and doing anything. So I'm going to sprinkle in some mindset stuff, but what I'm going to be sharing is my founders member launch, how I actually launched and got the first 25 in the first 30 days, which for some people, that's not a big number. For us, it was. We didn't have authority. So I want to show you a simple way to do it, but also in how to use affiliates, referrals, and micro-influencers, because that's how I really grew and didn't burn out in the growing of it.
So tell us a little bit about the 2 awards that you have behind you.
Yeah, so this little baby was speaking at one of the SaaSpreneur live events, and it was after, I think I was maybe 5 months in and had already had like 40, 50 sub accounts or something. So they asked me to come up and speak. And the big one in 10 months, we hit gold. So very, very excited about that, which means for those of you that may not know, 100 sub accounts. And it really isn't, it's hard, but it can be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to put in the work. That's the reality of it.
So 100 sub accounts means 100 people paying you monthly, or if you have an annual plan, yearly, to have access to your version of Go High Level. How cool is that? How cool was that experience when you crossed that threshold?
Oh my God! There's a funny joke that even Go High Level keeps using my my DM that I sent them is like, okay, my nervous system needs a break now. So it was one of those moments where it was like, oh, okay, I can relax. I made it. I hit that milestone. It's time to take some fresh air, take a walk. But it was amazing. Like it's all about, if many entrepreneurs, many of us, like we have goals, we have things we want to achieve. And so when we could hit those things, it's exciting. But also what happens, Andy, sometimes is we hit those things and then we go, okay, what's the next one? We're right away. We don't enjoy it. So this is the first time I gave myself time to like sit in it and really enjoy it. And so it feels good even months later, you know?
I love this. And the reason I love it is because 2 things. Number one, you got one award that says, hey, I created results. I got 100 customers to pay me. That's paying me monthly or whichever. And then on top of that, not only did I create results, but I was invited to speak. So you were invited to speak to share about your success. When people come to the event and they see you speak, tell us some tidbits of some actionable steps that someone is going to be able to learn after seeing you speak. By the way, if you haven't registered, go to GHLEngine.com/summit. It's an online mega webinar. It's June 19th, June 20th, and June 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific. It's literally the one event for everything that you need to know on how to succeed with Go High Level. What are some actionable steps that someone's going to be able to take away from seeing you speak at the event?
Yeah, so I want to go over because there's so many speakers too, but really being clear on how you're going to move forward, right? That launch mentality of what is your offer going to be, making it so simple. Like I want it to make it so simple. I'm going to give them step by step. This is how easy you can do to get to 25, right? Because not everybody is at that stage. I also want to share about how you can build those relationships and use your initial people to pretty much be your sales reps for you and to use them. Like we over delivered on our first people because we wanted to, number one, learn. So I'm going to teach you how, like, that's how you can build. You can launch this without having everything set up. That's what we did. We learned with our people. So I'm going to teach you how to launch a founding member offer, which allows you that freedom to grow with them and gives you that, you know, that step back and not having to have it all together yet. And then really, how do you find those micro influencers that are going to be your spokesperson, that's going to go out there and get more people for you, and then become your cheerleaders, right? And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people miss out on, is taking those first people. And just like Andy, I did webinars, and I showed up. I'm going to teach you how to get into their communities so that you can still, you can get in front of a lot of people and help that micro influencer help their people as well.
So to get to 25, what type of revenue is possible? You don't have to tell us your stats here. I'm sure you're going to be speaking more at the GHLEngine Summit, but what type of revenue is possible for someone who's like, I heard of HighLevel. I'm not too sure about it. I'm not really in it. I don't have an account. But what does 25 actually mean for my bottom line, for my pockets?
Yeah, so we started with a very low offer, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think that was about $12,000 a month, if I remember correctly.
So if you're new to this and you're like, hey, I'm brand new to what you guys are talking about, and seeing Sherist speak, with her background in 10 months, hitting up 100 customers, with 25 customers, you can hit 12 grand in recurring revenue every single month for a software that you don't own. A software that you own, but you don't have to build. Like that's the cool part. The way I look at it is, Sherist and I, we have the same development team, and we borrow the same development team who's building a mega platform, and then we can really build it, for our lifestyle and whatever we want to create.
And Andy, I want to piggyback on that, because I did have a software development team years ago, and we did build software, and not me as a developer. And let me tell you that, like, this is so easy now compared to having to manage the UI, the quality control, the codes, the project managers, and all this kind of stuff. Like, we have that right at our fingertips, and we don't have to worry about any of it.
Yeah, I love that, because from my point of view, it's like you have the tool, you can create 100% profit or 100% revenue from this, and take it all home with all the sub accounts that you create, and you own the subscription, you own the customer, it's yours, and you can build however big of a business, whether you want 1,000 sub accounts, 500 sub accounts, or 100, or even like Sherist is going to be teaching, your first 25. If somebody's on the fence, let's take it back a little bit as we wrap up here. If someone's on the fence and they're like, hey, I'm hearing Sherist's story. It sounds interesting. It sounds cool. She has a background of selling software. She has clients. She has partners. She has a strategy. I'm on the fence. I'm brand new. I'm just getting the ball started. I'm on the fence about signing up for the summit in the first place, about coming in the first place to see Sherist speak. What would you say to that person? What would you tell that person, honestly, vulnerably, to show them the opportunity?
Well, even though I had a software team, we worked for one client, right? So I did not have authority in the tech space. I did not have, I don't have a college education. I'm a high school dropout, and I have grit, I have will. And the thing about it is that if you have a bigger purpose and you have a why, and this is something you really want to do, if you want to create a legacy, if you want to build something that goes beyond you, this is the easiest way to build it with such a small commitment financially. Anytime, thinking back in your life, there's something that you achieved. There was a will and there was a want and there was a way that you found. So if you're on the fence, be clear. Do you want to do this? And step into it, because this is, I've been around hundreds of businesses and I've consulted and done all this stuff in this space. This is this is the best business actually I've ever been in. And so you're the only one in your way. So I would ask you to evaluate, what is it that you really want? And why would you want to do this? And if that why is so strong, jump in and do it. Come join us, because we're having a blast over here.
Yes, for sure. You can see some of the speakers who are on the screen. Sherist is one of them. June 19th, June 20th, June 21st, 2025, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific. One event, everything that you need to know on how to succeed with Go High Level. That's the GHLEngine Summit. Sherist, what are some final words that you want to share with the audience that's viewing, that's watching this? They're inspired by you. They're like, I'm pumped up. You know what? I see the possibilities. I'm in. What are some final words that you want to share to that person?
get here. I'm telling you, if you're watching this, that means you want this. So don't let fear get in the way. Don't let procrastination, because procrastination is covered by fear, by the way. So just stop fearing and do it scared. That's what I love to tell people. Do it scared. And anytime you feel scared, that means there's something on the other side waiting for you that's so much better than you'll ever imagine.
I love it. GHLEngine.com/summit. Get your ticket to the online mega webinar June 19th, June 20th, and June 21st, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific. One event for everything you need to know on how to succeed with Go High Level. 22 speakers coming in live to share with you their strategies, their processes, their systems on how they are succeeding with Go High Level. Thank you again for having me, everyone, and I'll see you at the event. GHLEngine.com/summit. I'll see you there. Bye, everyone.